Hello everyone, this is Rajesh Kamisetty. I am a lead software engineer at S&P Global. I've been with S&P Global for almost 2 years now, and I've been in the data field for almost 14 years. And my key passion is about using data to create insights. I've been doing this for many years and for many companies. In the past, I worked for retail industry like Conagra Foods, Cisco Foods, and pharmaceutical industry as well. Now at S&P, I'm a data / architect or engineer. My main goal here is to provide insights for our customers. As most of S&P is a very big organization, S&P being Standard & Poor's, we do analyze ETFs, we do have ratings, we do rate organizations, and we have a group called Market Intelligence where we provide data sets to consumers. So I am part of that organization. My role is there to harness the tons of data and provide insights to customers. So that is my main role there. And so my main focus would be always optimizing the outputs and insights provided to customers. Today's topic is a topic which everybody had known what this, like autonomous vehicles, right? Everybody talks about Tesla, right? So a lot of people know Tesla as a car company, and they receive the even positive rates for the autonomous vehicle race with in-solar future of FSD. For this explaining, basically, I want you guys to give an idea about how these autonomous vehicles work, and in addition to that, how AI plays a role in autonomous vehicles. So I explain the physics of autonomous vehicles, what technology they use, and what is the impact AI as artificial intelligence specifically neural networking plays a role in autonomous vehicles. So stay back up. As I mentioned, we'll be talking about autonomous vehicles. My main key area about my lecture today would be focusing on the safety side of it. And these are the few topics which I would be discussing today. What are the technologies like perception systems which we use in autonomous vehicles? How is the integration between sensors and data is handled? And just an example of technologies used by the companies like Tesla and Waymo. And then how AI is using it there to drive the decision making. And also relate how the face-safe mechanism works and what is the future path for these autonomous vehicles, and especially how AI gonna shape the autonomous vehicle futures. And then also we will discuss a little bit on safety standards and regulatory, and then we come to conclusion. The reason for me being interested in this topic is very intriguing because the autonomous vehicles is pretty much like the driverless automotive. These softwares or technologies has created so much excitement in the general public. So if you see today, AI is playing a key role in enhancing the safety and the self-driving capabilities. And also, if you look at the amount of data, it is that the AI models are processing on like terabytes of data. So if you say it as of today, then the data it is processed per second is almost 1.5 terabyte, like sensor data at an hour for an hour. So basically, the autonomous vehicles process this sensor data, and along with other information, the built-in AI models, they're making decisions. It's an exciting thing. So I just want to dig deeper into this technology. And the key factor which made me pick this topic is like, if you look at the number of the percentage of this effectiveness is like, for example, if you see that the number said 37% has reduced when after the in collisions, 37% of collisions got reduced when compared to human drivers. I'm not saying autonomous vehicles are the best, but it's just a statistical number where there is a lot of decreasing collisions than compared to human drivers. So that is the reason I picked this topic, and we'll dig deeper and know more about what are the technologies and how this autonomous vehicles work. As I mentioned, we would be talking about few components of these autonomous vehicles. So all these components in current world are integrated with AI, and they are providing better results. So the main components in these autonomous vehicles are like sensor fusion. So what are the sensor fusions, right? These are the sensors which are assembled across the autonomous vehicle, which provide a 360-degree environment of this autonomous vehicle and creates an awareness and match the vehicle accordingly. So there are so many sensors, right? 360 degrees, we can see a number of sensors where all these sensors are integrated, and the data is captured and provided to the software in the vehicle, and the decisions are made based out of this sensor, what the sensor has captured. And the other technology is LiDAR. LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging. It is one of the key component or like technology used in autonomous vehicles. Usually what it does is based out of it emits laser light and captures how far is the vehicle and what is the depth and all that kind of information. And it covers 360 degrees and it does a 128 scanning, and its range goes across 250 meters. And the next piece is like cameras. So a lot of companies, like pretty much if you talk about autonomous vehicle, the big company we get into our mind is like Tesla. So Tesla mainly relies on cameras. So they use high-end cameras, which like the sports cameras, which capture like more than 120 frames per second. And all these high resolution and the high resolution pictures of and the neural networks in the software or the software are captured the neural networks for you in the software process this technology use it to process these images, and then the decisions are made. And then the other piece is radars. It also play a key role. So it detects skills up to or like objects up to 300 meters, and these are very critical for autonomous vehicles. And usually the specs around these vehicles are like the specs around these two key components are listed here just for your reference. So FOV stands for frame view, and horizontal scanning is like 360 degrees for the LiDAR, and cameras like for the low light they use infrared and stuff, and radar like 300 meters accuracy. The accuracy is like the plus or minus 0.1 meter, which is really great, and the angle is 0.1, which is really great when compared to these components we are talking about. Next we talk about the technology. As we spoke about the technology and talk about the companies, right? When we talk about it is the biggest company we get driven by which crosses our mind, the Tesla. Specifically talking about Tesla, it comes to seafood driving, and other companies like Waymo, Uber, Mobileye. But I just pick up two examples here to just get an idea how Tesla is different from others. So Tesla is completely a vision-based approach, as I mentioned in the fact in the prior minute. So it is all about capturing the pictures around the vehicle and processing the pictures and providing the output like decision making to the driver, the autonomous vehicle. And so the main goal of Tesla is how the better the picture quality is and how many pictures it is taking and how fast it is processing in providing a decision. So Tesla has a huge lead off, so it has so much of bigger data set when compared to other companies. So it has what I would say is like upper hand one compared to them with the sample data where it processes the use of the decisions. And the main goal for Tesla to focus on this is to, it also comes to the cost. LiDAR is a little bit expensive when compared to cameras. So I think like how people feel okay to save cost and LiDAR technology, Tesla using more of cameras. So that's one way of thinking it. Coming to Waymo uses radars and cameras. I think a lot of people had seen the Waymo car from the streets, and like on the top there is some kind of this radar running across, and there are a couple of cameras there by the two doors and a lot of stuff in the car. So one LiDAR, what Waymo does is like it uses LiDAR, it uses radars, and uses cameras to create a comprehensive perceptive system. Based on this, it creates a high definition map and then precise vehicle position. So with this and combined with machine learning and AI, it gives a better driving skills. So many people know that Waymo is not fully used in the market, but what Einstein says, it's also trying to getting part of it SSD. If you look at the stats, like the amount of data which is being processed by this, I would say the vehicle is amazing. For example, the neural networks which have been built to serve the autonomous vehicle process almost 250,000 scenarios per division. And the vehicle detection as of today, as per the statistics, it's 98% accuracy. Pedestrian detection is 95%. There is a little bit of less detection when compared to vehicles to pedestrians, because pedestrians are moving objects like moving people. So they may suddenly cross the street or they suddenly pop with the trees. That is the reason, I guess, there is a little bit less accuracy when compared to pedestrians. And if you look at the response time, it is 300 milliseconds, which is really great. And which is really 500% or like 250% more than what regular humans did. So if you're a regular human, you're driving somebody, the average response time is 1500 milliseconds. But the autonomous vehicles like Tesla or Waymo, whatever, Uber, Mobileye, so all these companies, their response time is approximately around 300 milliseconds. So that's one key factor which make me feel like this is an exciting technology. As I said in first few minutes, that there is a reduction in the collisions when compared to humans than AVs. So this is the main reason, right? So it's all about reaction time when you're driving a car or a vehicle. So how fast you react is what it is, which saves you from the collision. And then it's always having the data fed, and it keep on processing the data, and that data, you see that it has 50,000 hours of data, and it processes all the data for the enhanced safety features. And here are some of the steps to pull this technology, the viable technology, and a clear path forward. So if you see, as I mentioned, the fast 37% reduction when compared to human drivers, pedestrian safety 90% effectiveness, detection accuracy is 98% for vehicles, and prediction is 95%, and reliability is like top notch, 99.99%. And if you see at the mean time between failures and MTBF, it's a stat where how often the system fails, it's like 50,000 hours. So it's very, as I said, it's an intriguing technology. So I see there is a future going to be very bright in autonomous vehicles. So as I mentioned, what is the future, right? So how we improve safety, how do we bring that 100%? I think going to be 100% for sure, but how do we bring that as much as possible? So how the AI, artificial intelligence, is helping this, if you look at this neural processing units, right? As of today, we are close to 1,000 TOPS, data operations per second, which is really good. And this number of operations will make the output, like to say, decision asked by AI models be very accurate as much as possible. Another thing is like the latency between the communication between sensors or cameras are being decreased, and we are looking at 5 milliseconds of latency. Then compared to the reaction time of humans, it is like almost 1,500 milliseconds, but as we mentioned in the prior, the reaction time of autonomous vehicle says, 300 milliseconds. The more the latency, the more probability. The main goal for the autonomous vehicles, when they are collecting data, when they are passing the information for communication to rest of the ecosystem in the autonomous vehicle, is trying to be reduced. Today, they're aiming to get to 5 milliseconds or less. And the other thing is like with neural networks, AI, machine learning, and quantum computing, which is like the next gen of computing, will improve all this processing and make it better. And then with the more amount of data it is collecting every day, these vehicles roam across and collect all the data, right? And you're increasing your data sampling enormously. So it will continuously, what I call feedback mechanism is there, so that your algorithms are trained very well and they are designed and deployed very well, so that the decisions which are made by the autonomous vehicles are close to accurate. And when people, and there are some scenarios when people think about like, how do you react when it comes to, so it's in a scenario where this vehicle is to a collision with a pedestrian or the car. So these are the ethical concerns which people have. But eventually, once the technology is fully approved and completely used, we will see where that ethical concern, how that ethical concern is having. But I'm not going to talk about the ethical concerns, but we are just talking about the technologies here. So as we talked about ethics a little bit, there are also safety concerns, standards, and compliance and regulatory, right? So there are few of the regulatories which are in place to make sure they are compliant with. So for example, ISO 26262 compliance with process safety standards, that is, which defines how compliant they should be. And there is also clarity of the capabilities and something called SOTIR, guaranteeing safety under operational conditions. And these are few organizations which try to impose some kind of compliance and regulatory things. And there are also protocols, how many miles of real world driving this autonomous vehicle has done, how many simulations, like what kind of simulations it's went through, how many edge case scenarios it went through, covering like adverse terrains. It could be snow, fog, or rain, or hail, or whatnot. And the other metrics which they keenly focus is for the like how far the radar is detecting, what is the latency, as I mentioned, right? The latency at the average of 320 milliseconds, but their substandard, they're trying to do 200 milliseconds, and reliability. Like what will happen if the system gives up on me? So it is very important, right? You can't go stuck to the middle of the road. So the reliability and the uptime should be almost 99.99%, which is close to 100%. Once that is achieved, I feel like if these three metrics, like maybe 50 to 100 million, 100 millisecond of latency, big achievement, and the reliability close to 100% is also achieved. And currently, governments are following, I see that they a good part going forward towards autonomous vehicles. So we can see much more development in the next few years. And coming to conclusion, I want to mention the fact that AI is helping autonomous vehicles crazy. So AI is driving autonomous vehicles to achieve what it is supposed to be intended to do. So if you look at the significant strides by improving safety, reducing collision, identifying pedestrians, so the AI plays a key role in this, especially neural networks, where it processes like closely to thousand types of data, and vehicle-to-vehicle communication, bringing the latency to less than 5 milliseconds, and making sure the reliability 99.9% of key concepts of the success for the autonomous vehicles. So hopefully we will get there, and probably within a few years we need not drive anymore and just sit and relax. Thank you very much.